my life now. The process and surrendering, and also building my confidence. I'm someone who walks around here sometimes feeling like I'm not seen. I'm not cute enough. I'm not this. And yesterday, something happened that was strange. I'm working out. Body is getting, I've always had a nice body because I was a ballet dancer. So I've always kept myself in shape. Now I'm going to get bigger, and I'm building muscle. So I've never been someone to allow myself to get out of shape. It's part of, the whole me thing. But I've never given myself the credit and constantly compared myself to other people's looks and realized that, everybody looks, the people you think are good looking, not everybody thinks that person is good looking. You know what I mean? I have to understand that. Some of these guys I'm walking comparing myself, I'm pretty sure there are men and women who say, I don't see anything special about them, okay? But you're fine. You know what I mean? So yesterday I just realized that I have a lot. I bring a lot to the table. I'm romantic as hell. I work to thrive to make myself better. I'm also really giving. I'm a better giver than I was when I was younger, because when I was younger, I gave with expectations. Now I can give something and not have any expectations that someone's going to do. Oh, I did that, you did. No, which makes it really good. Like when I do something for someone, I'm doing it because I want to do it. Yeah. So it feels good to help out and to give without expectations. So I'm funny. I'm really funny. I am thoughtful. I'm not bragging on myself, but I am. I'm also someone who's very conscious of the people around me. And I'm a great cheerleader. I wasn't a great cheerleader for myself, but I'm a great cheerleader for other people. Believing in them and giving them me. And now I'm learning how to be a cheerleader for myself. Because can you be a true cheerleader for others if you can't also be a cheerleader for yourself? I don't think so. Because then I don't think it's coming from a place of strength. So now I'm learning how to be a true cheerleader for myself and others. I'm also learning how to see the best in people and not expecting the worst. That's something I started changing a long time ago. Because when I was younger, I always saw the worst. And I'm trying to change that now. I do have some mental stuff that's going on where my head starts thinking people are racist or homophobic. And some people may be. But it has no bearing on me and me living in my truth and me being in my light and me standing firm with a power greater than myself. So it's really important that, because I like diving into me and trying to understand where I come from and where I'm trying to get to. So I think we all have to do that if we want to get to the promised land. Because I don't think you can get to the promised land if you haven't freed yourself from the restraints that you've placed on yourself, in all forms. Because at the end of the day, family, society, the world around you can inform you and give you horrible messages. But it's you who decides to hold on to those messages and allow those messages to create who you are or who you believe you are. Whether you are doing that on a conscious choice or an unconscious choice, you are making that decision. And now I'm understanding how I can create a different reality based on truth and not conceptions of what other people have told me I am or who I should be. So it is a powerful thing to be able to see self and the potential of self, and to be willing to walk in that. And I don't sound so, I don't know how to, like I'm on this journey to get to know me. And it's been hard because I'm carrying all this stuff about blackness and queerness and all these negative voices in my head that I'm now starting to bury. Ask them to vacate my space, because I know that I am loved and I am lovable. And I also know that I would be a great partner and a great cat, whether who says it or not. And I have to believe that. So I just have a faith that things are going to get better and better and better each day. I have to do the work. It's just not going to happen by me just sitting back. I have to meet the betterness halfway and do the work. But it can get better. Yeah, today is Friday. Jesus, it's crazy. Yeah, today was just kind of funny. Because it was one of those days to where I had stuff going on. Some stuff that was stressful. But I was smiling. Because there's moments in your life when you realize that you are life. You know what I mean? That you get to have this wonderful experience. You know what I mean? That you are alive and you're breathing, and you get to have this wonderful experience called this life that you are. And so I had all this stuff going on, and some of it was stressing. And I remember just thinking, like, wow, I'm alive. And I need to be grateful and honor that. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about this person, and sometimes I have second thoughts. Like maybe I'm being crazy to believe what I believe. Maybe I'm, but you know what? I've always trusted my instinct, my intuition. And in this case, my intuition is pretty strong. Because I just remember I had an incident with my sponsor where I was crying. It was the day, actually the same day I expressed my feelings. I was crying to my sponsor. My sponsor said, maybe you need to pull back. And I was like, yeah. It was on the way leaving in a couple of weeks, a few weeks, several weeks to Florida. And I was like, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, once we, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, you, when you put in a friend zone, you go straight to the nobody wants me, but I do. Love me. I'm not cute or whatever. And so I went there. And then, we get to vacation and we got to Florida. We get to know each other better. And it was just really, to me, it was one of just outstanding. It's just a great experience. He was there with me to help me with my family stuff. And he was just a breath of fresh air. And I got depressed because it was overwhelming. I had been there with him and my family. It was a whole bunch of, it was emotionally overwhelming. And I had decided that I was going to do what my sponsor said. It was all set to do that when we got back. But something said, it's going to sound crazy. Something said, that's not the approach. Being friends is a good thing. Don't change who you are. And that's when you start seeing it was an expectation. You had an expectation of a relationship. And when that hit me, that made me feel bad because it's like, okay, so was I doing things because being kind because I was being kind? Or was I being kind because I had expectations of a relationship? And once I looked at that and honestly looked at that, I said, yeah. So I'm not going to change me being thoughtful and considerate and talking to him and sending him words of encouragement. And because it helps me. Plus, I think he's a great guy. You have to build a friendship. Someone has to, both people put in the work, but you may have somebody who put in a little bit more work, and that's all right. I'm willing to do that. And I realized, I'm actually free now to do what I was doing, but do it with really no expectations at all, other than just being a friend and being supportive, being a supportive force in our network. So it also helps me with other people being supportive without any expectations. So I realized that I had all these wonderful lessons happening around me. And this young man is helping me with some of my most difficult lessons. And I began to understand there's no coincidence. There is no coincidence. Because I started thinking about the people in my circle who all teach me. And the funny thing about it is, they're all strong, black, gay men, or straight men or women who are confident in their blackness and confident in their gayness or straightness. And I realized that none of these people are in my life by coincidence. They all have something that I am trying to get, that I am going to get. Confidence in my blackness and confidence and acceptance in my gayness. And I go back to the thing that there are no coincidences. Everyone that comes into your life is there for a defined purpose. And if you can understand that purpose, that each individual is there to bring something out in you that you need to work on, that you need to face head on. You begin to understand that the universe is always showing